Hey everybody, Brian Coutu here with the Epic Mortgage team at Fairway Mortgage. You may have heard my business partner Andrew Katie or myself talk to you a little bit about a temporary buy down strategy for your buyers or your listings that you have on the market. I was talking to a local realtor friend of mine, and he said that just last week alone there were 68 price reductions on properties that are single family homes in Fort Lauderdale alone. The market's still hot, but people are reducing the prices to their properties. This could be a really good strategy for you if you want to try to net your seller a little bit more money, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the benefits as we go. So here's a real world example of what a 2-1 buy down is, or a temporary buy down. Let's say you have a $650,000 property listed, and you talk to your seller, the property's not moving, and you're going to go ahead and do a, let's say, $15,000 price reduction. That means the new purchase price, or the new sales price that you're going to put on the market is $635,000. Easy math. Instead of reducing the purchase price, you could also look at what's called a 2-to-1 buy down. You could offer to buy the rate down for the first 2 years for the buyer of the property through the seller's proceeds. You might say, well, why would I do that? There's a lot of really good reasons why. So let's take a look at those. So let's just say $650,000 purchase price, putting 5% down, rate would be 6.5%. I'm not quoting that as the rate, just using this as an example. The principal and interest on that would be $3,903, okay? So when you do a 2-1 buy down, in the first year, we buy the rate down 2%. In the second year, you're buying the rate down 1%. And then in the third year, it comes back to the 6.5% for the life of the loan. So think about this. The first year cost at 4.5%, principal and interest every month will go from $3,903 to $3,128, saving the buyer $774 per month in that first year. In year two, it goes to the 5.5%, because remember, in the first year it goes down 2%, second year it goes down 1%, back up to the normal rate at 6.5%. At the 5.5%, the payment goes from $3,903 to $3,506, saving the buyer $396 per month. When you take that and you do the $774 times 12 months plus the $396 times 12 months, that means that it's going to save the buyer $14,053 in monthly payments over that 2-year span. That's the exact cost of the buy down. We're not buying the interest over the life of the loan, we're simply buying the interest out in those first 2 years. So what's that mean? It also means that the seller, if you look at this, instead of reducing the sales price $15K, he's only putting up $14,000, meaning he's going to net an additional $1,000, right? There's benefits for everybody, though. I like to talk about the win-win-win, okay? There's a win for the buyer, there's a win for the seller, there's a win for you as the agent. Benefits for the buyer, they can lower their payment until the rates go down. We all know that we're heading into a recession. Every single time our country's gone into a recession, interest rates have come down. So by buying out that interest up front and using the seller credit towards the 2-1 buy down, you're able to have a pure benefit to the buyer of getting a lower payment and then eventually refinancing once rates come back go back down. The benefit to the seller, like I said, he's going to net $1,000, or he or she will net $1,000 more than the price reduction. And the strategy is simply going to drive more buyers to the property, because if you're a buyer, would you rather pay $3,900 or $3,100? You know, the problem is affordability right now. People are in payment shock with how high prices have gone and how high rates have gone. This is a great strategy to get more traffic into your property. Lastly, to the agent, you're going to sell your home faster. We've already been employing this strategy in our markets, and our agents are selling their homes faster when they can offer this as a benefit to the buyer. It's going to keep values higher in the neighborhood, creating better comps for the neighborhood for future sellers. You'll net more commission because the sales price is higher. Your seller's going to net more. He's going to be happier. And you can use this strategy towards a listing presentation, right? You can show your sellers that you think outside the box to get their home sold. This is super, super important to think about before you just go ahead and willy-nilly make a price reduction. If you have a listing right now that you're thinking about having a price reduction on, you have to reach out to the Epic Mortgage team so that we can show this strategy to you and your buyer. The really neat thing is that your seller doesn't have to pay for the full buy down. Maybe you split it up. Maybe they can net even more money by utilizing this strategy. You can sell the home faster. This is something we have to think about. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us before you do that price reduction. Thanks so much for your time. Again, it's Brian Coutu at the Epic Mortgage team. Please reach out to me with anything that you need.